Is one of the last four as Major Beale moves in. Number 8, Manzois and Huyamal are the last two. Manzois and Huyamal here for the Chelmsford Stakes. Think It Over won the race 2 years ago. And the import Huyamal, just one start so far in last year's Melbourne Cup, goes in. And the light is on. We're ready for the Group 2 Chelmsford Stakes, and they're off and racing. Montefiore was last out of the gates. Now Lindeman's jumped well together with Knight's Order, and Knight's Order pushes through. Major Beale is coming across the face of the field, going into a clear third. And then there's a queue of them behind. Navajo Peak being sent forward in front of Bold Mac. Then came Moonga, and Think It Over's cast 3 wide in the early part. Huyamal a bit keen back in the field from Montefiore going up the fence. Then Manzois and Duis Ridden Stone Cold going to settle last of all. This is a bit of a go up front. Knight's Order and Lindeman. Well, the script was that Lindeman would be ridden with cover, but presses on down the outside of last year's winner, Knight's Order. Going to third is Navajo Peak, and the pace has been fairly strong. They've gapped Major Beale in fourth, followed by Bold Mac. Think It Over the outside. Moonga settles well back in the field now on the outside of Montefiore. They're followed then by Huyamal from Manzois, and Duis is back last of all. A strong gallop here. Lindeman shows the way at the 600 metres by a length and a half on Knight's Order. 2 off to Navajo Peak. A gap back to Major Beale. Think It Over up on the outside of Bold Mac. Now Montefiore gets cracking, moving up into a 3-wide position as they come around the turn. And Lindeman's got plenty of these struggling, turning for home. Lindeman 3 lengths in front. Knight's Order's gone. Navajo Peak giving chase in second spot. Followed then by Major Beale. Think It Over. Montefiore. Huyamal starting to run on, getting a gap now. It's Lindeman being tackled by Navajo Peak. Navajo Peak the outside of Lindeman. Then came Major Beale. Think It Over. Navajo Peak in front from Think It Over. Navajo Peak, an upset. Navajo Peak has beaten either Major Beale or Think It Over. Then came Huyamal from Montefiore. Lindeman gave a sight in the lead from Manzois, then Duis from Bold Mac, Moonga and Knight's Order. Navajo Peak, number 6, Chad Schofield, at $41 has taken out the Group 2 Chelmsford Stakes in the time of 1:35.92. Navajo Peak eventually getting past Lindeman, and then Major Beale was starting to hit top gear. Major Beale with Think It Over, and Huyamal was poking into the scene late as well, but it's Navajo Peak, a surprise winner of the Chelmsford Stakes. Major Beale, the inside, will run second in front of Think It Over. And for fourth, it rests between Lindeman and Huyamal, number 5. Major Beale, Huyamal in pretty similar colours there as we stand by for officials. If you've backed Navajo Peak on the tote, you're going to cop a payout of $51.10 the win, $9.20 a place. Major Beale $5.70 and Think It Over a return of $1.40. Here are the interim placings now on the Chelmsford Stakes. Numbers 6, 8, 1 and 7. Margins a long neck by a half head. Time is 1:35.92 and the last 600 metres in 35.08. Chad Schofield and David